Hi guys, it's Petrina, your go-to girl for learning how to make fit work in a crazy busy world. And this week's video is going to be a HelloFresh review and recap. If you watched last week's, you saw what I got in the box, and now I'm going to go over exactly what I thought, how difficult it was to make, and just my overall impression of the HelloFresh meal delivery service. So if you want to know all the deets, stay tuned. To give you a bit of a recap on how it works is you will get a box of all the different ingredients you need to make a meal for 3 nights. You can choose either getting 3 meals a week for 2 people or 3 meals a week for 4 people. You can choose between a classic box and a veggie box. Classic box is for omnivores like me, and the veggie box is for vegetarians. Depending on which you choose, you're gonna pay anywhere from $59 all the way up to $129. The bottom line is you'll pay more for a classic box than you would for a veggie box. And of course, you're gonna pay more for a box that feeds 4 rather than a box that feeds 2. That's just common sense. And yes, in going over the price, it is not cheap. And you're very likely to spend a lot less than what you would on the ingredients if you went to a store and bought them yourself, paying for convenience. There's nothing more convenient than just having a box plopped on the door. You don't have to go grocery shopping. You don't have to make a list. You don't have to agonize. You get it all on your doorstep along with very easy to understand step-by-step instructions on how to make the meals. That was another big plus about HelloFresh. They really broke it down simply, even if you're someone who's fairly new to cooking. The way that the instructions are so very clearly written, you're gonna get the down low, you're gonna be able to get in the kitchen and fix something pretty darn delectable. I will say too, along the cost, you're getting very high quality ingredients. The meats were, free range, antibiotic free. It's very fresh, high quality ingredients in the box. All right, so I'm gonna go over each of the meals and tell you a little bit about how long it took and what we thought of them. First up is the pan-seared garlic chicken with crispy broccoli and potatoes Juan Cana, and I know I'm butchering that pronunciation. I'm not gonna try. I've never had roasted broccoli before, and that's how you made the broccoli crispy, was you actually roasted it in the oven, and it was delicious. I loved it. The chicken came out perfectly. On a scale of 1 to 10, I think both John and I would give the pan-seared garlic chicken an 8. And the second dinner we enjoyed from HelloFresh was the California griddle cheeseburger with baked onion rings. The cheeseburger was off the hook. It was so good. Can't tell from the picture, but there are actually 2 patties in that burger. One topped with cheddar cheese. One of the patties was topped with a caramelized onion Dijon mixture. Top bun had a little smear of the sauce mixture, which is made with smoked paprika, mayonnaise, and I think some more diced onions. It was delicious. It was very good. Having said that, the onion rings were a bit of a disappointment. Another thing about the onion rings too, it was really difficult to get the panko to really stay on the onion ring itself. But because the burger tasted so good, I think we'd give this a 9. And the last meal out of the HelloFresh box that we made was the crispy pan-seared salmon with baby bok choy, cilantro wasabi dressing, and ginger-infused brown rice. And I've got to say, I have never tried wasabi before. I have been scared of it. I don't like things that are super duper spicy. So I was hesitant to even put this on top of the salmon, but I'm really glad I did. It was delicious. So surprisingly good. The rice, I could do without. It wasn't as flavorful as I thought it would be. The bok choy was good. You just simply roasted it. The salmon in the sauce was so delicious. I would probably give this one an 8 as well. I would probably give it a 10 if I liked the rice better and I felt that it was more flavorful, but again, the sauce really surprised me. It's so good. And that's a little overview and recap of the 3 different meals. Each of them took anywhere from between 30 to 45 minutes to make. And again, the process was made super simple. It was step by step, literally telling you what to do and when. These were really flavorful and delicious meals and things that we wouldn't normally try. So that's another big pro about it. Even if you're picky, you can expand your culinary horizons and actually be delightfully surprised when you actually like something that you never thought that you would. One of the cons of the HelloFresh meals is that when you look at the nutritional information, some of them are fairly high caloric. My meals are typically like 300 to 400 calorie meals. And each of these meals, as written, went above this 400 calorie limit. Cheeseburger meal clocks in at over 800 calories as written. Having said that, the sauces and the toppings that you make, we wound up using a lot less than what each recipe yielded. For the cheeseburger, I used maybe half of the cheddar cheese that was provided in the box. For the sauces that were included, all were made with, I think, full fat mayonnaise, and for those we used a fraction. I'm thinking maybe even a quarter of what the recipe yielded as written. So I know that what we actually ate was far less calorically intensive as you think from looking at the nutritional info in the packet. I had someone send me a private message based on my Instagram photos asking me if you could do HelloFresh dinners while you're doing 21-day fix. And for that I say, 21-day fix or whatever dietary program you're on, I think you can incorporate HelloFresh meals, or if you're doing Blue Apron, whatever it is, as long as you're mindful of whatever rules you have in place for the plan that you're following and you prep the food accordingly. It's all a matter of adapting the recipes, and that's another wonderful thing about meal delivery services is if you're super picky about a food, or if it's not allowed on whatever dietary plan you're following, or if you have allergies, you can simply omit it when you're making it. And if you're doing fix, you can measure out the portions with your handy dandy little color-coded containers as you prep the food itself. So yes, you can stay in the confines of the fix with a HelloFresh meal delivery service. You just have to plan and measure. So there you have it. There is my review and recap of our 3-day adventure with HelloFresh. If you'd like to give HelloFresh a try and get $40 off your first box, just go ahead and use this referral code to save you some cash when you're placing that first order. And that's it for this week, guys. Take care and have a great week. Bye-bye.